Okay, so the start of greatness, of course, like any other kid, I started out liking this movie, but then when I grew up, well, even though I didn't realize that many people just disliked it, that's their opinion and stuff, but I rarely watch it anymore, but I still consider it, well, still pretty funny. Like, even me and my sister still kind of like watch it still to this day. She watches it more than me, though.
Makes sense. And yeah, I know a lot of people hated it, and some reason because they say it's a ripoff of the Disney Pixar movie Finding Nemo, which, however, even though it's supposed to be a ripoff of it, there's a difference though. The storylines are different.
Yeah, like we know that it's different, but it's that's basically.
It's like saying like a fish movie in general, like that's what they're saying. But
yeah, but just saying it's just a lot different than Finding Nemo because of the heuristics, the storyline, and whatnot. But I still think Shark Tale is a good movie. Great cast and stuff. They did a really good job and loved it since I was a kid, and yeah, it's really awesome.
So yeah, like in the movie itself, I saw it once or twice, but saw the movie clips earlier. But yeah, the scenes I saw, like Lenny was, there was this worm that he was getting so scared because Lenny was getting too close to him. He was like, "Hey, little buddy," and all that.
Oh so, yeah, that's supposed to be that worm that DreamWorks logo dude was Vision. So
yeah.
And then then we get introduced to like Lenny's brother Frankie.
Yep.
He's the opposite of Lemmy. He's a jerk.
Yeah, and he seems the theme of the Jaws apparently is canon in their world.
He was like, "Come on, it's our theme."
However, I would say the best part would be like, every little thing's gonna be all right, and the sharks are gone when we see all the fish.
Oh yeah. And remember a scene where those J-ish twins came by, and Oscar seen it like rapid style. One of them beast zapped him. It's like, that's not you say that song, man.
It's like, and let's see, another thing about like Lenny's family and all that. It's like, I like how they're like kind of like the mafia at that point.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because the voice actor who played.
Not yet. Hey.
Listen to the name. Let me finish. Okay. The voice actor who played the shark character, we'll talk about in a little bit. I'm not saying the name. Who played in the movie has something to do with Godfather. That's why they did it like that. Okay, if you let me finish, I would say that.
Yeah. Well, you could have just said it firsthand, or let's see. Or how about before we do like any sort of episode, you just get it out the way to just let us know.
Shark Tale is like one of those movies where it's fun to look at because nostalgic, but this movie is just made just for marketing. But I can tell you one thing, that what I like about Shark Tale was that, unlike any other story or whatever, it's about a fish that lives in a small town named Oscar, and Oscar is not being treated as equally in the small world. So he makes up lies about him being the shark slayer. Because people would honestly just believe it instead of seeing it for themselves until like when they want to see him fight the shark slayer. That's when I like this. My favorite scenes were where Oscar and Lenny actually pretended to actually be rivals.
Okay. No, he was only found out. Like, he only told the truth once Don Lino and Lenny were trapped in the whale wash, and then he can't take the pressure anymore. That's what happened. But But anyways, let's keep on going to like best scenes or best memorable scenes that we remember.
Let's see here. Of course, there's that scene, like, I remember vaguely, but there was that scene where, like, Oscar referred to me, like, Lola and all that.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
And I didn't see the video, but Miss Mojo actually did a video called Top 10 Best Disney, not Disney, DreamWorks villain songs, and one of them was Lola's song, which she first appeared.
Yeah, and what I liked about, like, even though I like the movie itself, but I like how they kind of did this is one of the reasons why I kind of ripped out from Finding Nemo. It's like the face structures are both Oscar and Lola because they're supposed to look like they're actors and all that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to know that ever since I was like, yeah, it's like so obvious. I kind of like it when movies do that though, but that it just makes it kind of look a little bit uncanny.
And then I started making this connection of, like, they did a similar thing to Willem Dafoe with Gil.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, that does make a lot of much more sense.
And many video games, they use they have actors in mocap suits and use their face models and stuff for inside the game. Examples like Detroit. I guess maybe the Resident Evil game's a little. Recently, the Quarry. That's one. But the point is, they do stuff like that.
Okay, well, that's not really bad and stuff, but it like nobody seems to like care about like the other games or stuff like that. It's just.
But yeah, like, let's see, other than, like, in the movie, like, you ever seen a video game?
I did. Like, I did play it one time at the Adventure Club, and one of my favorite parts was running away from Frankie, and it was it was really interesting. I never really.
I do remember there was a video game of it, but I don't know if But I think I played it as a kid at a friend's house or something. I don't remember. It's been many years. But I do know that there's a video game of it. I just wish it was on Wii. Oh well.
Yeah. And then, like, surprisingly, like, well, but I mentioned the actor for winning later, but surprisingly, the accents, I was like, wow, they really went all out for this.
Like, that wasn't already. Oh, wait, but then again.
One of my favorite scenes is the first appearance of Oscar's boss and then the main antagonist. And when they were talking, the music was playing on a record player and it was skipping, and he's talking to the Oscar's booth and he's trying to fix it and play, I like big butts, I cannot lie. And he stopped there, he's like, hey boss, big butts.
My favorite scene from the movie was where Luca was playing the song and then he mistakenly played Big Butts. I like big butts and you cannot lie. And it's not the butts you can't deny. Hey boss, big butts. Oh god. Just looking back at that song is also hilarious. My favorite characters have to be Lenny, those little shrimps that Lenny refused to eat. My favorite character is I forgot what was that shark's name that was played by Robert De Niro?
I just literally said it a second ago. Don Lino.
Okay, yeah, I like Lenny, Don Lino, the shrimp, and I guess I'll have to go with the two jellyfish guys.
Ernie and Bernie.
Yeah, Ernie and Bernie. Sounds a little similar to Ernie and Bert. I guess I do understand some people's criticism on a film since their faces are so freaking weird and ugly. But I think it was made intentionally like this.
Yes, that's the joke.
My favorite scene when Lenny came to help Frankie because Frankie got hit by the anchor. That's where Frankie said, "Hey, Lenny, come closer." Then Lenny's like, "I'm sorry." Then Frankie is like, "I'm so cold," and Lenny's like, "The only reason
That's because we're cold-blooded.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's because we're cold-blooded." And then Frankie stops Lenny, and he's like, "Moron," then dies.
Yeah, well, that's not. Well, that's actually kind of like a little bit harsh because that's his final words, and it's just. It's,
Yeah, but I still find it funny, even if it was the moment where Frankie died. But it just makes me laugh up to this day, even if it was about his death.
okay, that's still kind of a little bit dark, but it's alright.
I'm sorry. I'm just more of a guy who's into like some funny stuff. I sometimes find things are not funny or sometimes funny. Depends. Let me see what else. Oh yeah, the other scene is where Lenny pretends to be a dolphin. And then in that scene, Lenny, oh god, this sounds gross. Lenny starts throwing up based on a bunch of stuff that he even ate a freaking ball. Oh, the horror! Oh, the horror!
Yeah, yeah.
My favorites, I guess my two favorite characters that were voiced were Robert De Niro and Jack Black.
We also saw Lenny and his brother, yeah. Let's see here. It's Sykes, like, yeah, remember that character?
Yes.
Yes, that's Oscar's boss, which is
Really, a pufferfish.
Yeah, pufferfish. Because I don't know what's the difference between a porcupine and a pufferfish. They both puff up and stuff, and they're both spiky.
It's the same thing, okay?
Yeah. Nothing much that I can remember other than the movie clips, but yeah, this movie at its best or worst, it has its flaws here and there, but I did also like about Lenny and Oscar's relationship, roles and all that.
Yeah. I like how they get along and stuff and whatnot.
Let's see. One of the many few other memorable scenes for me is when Oscar and Lenny first meet each other, and then they sneak around and Lenny was all clumsy and stuff. We always died that part.
Oh yeah.
And
remember before they start sneaking around, they're in the sewer, and he's like, "Hey, here I go. No, what's that kid hit?"
Yes. and then when Oscar was dancing around Frankie's corpse, and then he accidentally kicked I think it was Ernie in the eye.
Well, he wasn't really dancing. He was using karate moves, and he actually kicked him into both screens.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. I was joking.
Yeah.
I knew he was doing karate moves. I was just saying. Okay. Let's see. What other ones again? And besides dancing, you want to dance, you want to fight. That's what I meant.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense.
And now let's see one more scene. Yes, for me, yeah. Of course, our most favorite one is when disguised as Sebastian, a dolphin, and he eats Efren. He just starts doing hammer time.
Wait, are you saying Frankie? You mean Lenny?
Yeah, I fixed myself. I almost said Frankie, but I meant Angie because he ate her.
Okay, so of course, if nobody's gonna talk about him, I'll talk about Mr. Smith.
Okay.
Of course, I will talk about him. You can start. I have my side too.
And then, of course, first you could talk about Robert De Niro.
Well, yeah, I just know him just a little and stuff, but yeah, I can.
I'll talk about Robert De Niro and Fresh. You know about Renee Zellweger?
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll take Angie then.
Okay, and let's see here for Bonnie. Yeah, Fresh. I'll go see you.
All right.
Okay, and with the Lola, yeah, I'll take care of her. So with the Shark Tale cast, yeah, a lot of good actors, I must say, for this movie.
Yes, very very all-star like.
Yeah. So let's start with the main character. Yeah, Oscar, who was voiced by Will Smith. This is like one of his first voice roles ever.
Yes, one of the rare occasions.
Yeah, and for Will Smith is known for like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. But yeah, before I saw that, this is how I really got introduced to him. It was Men in Black.
Yeah, for me, yeah, Shark Tale would have to be the second time that I saw him. The first one was probably like I, Robot.
For me, it was this one, and I never really saw I saw a little bit of it. Kind of was a little of Hitch, but not the whole movie. That's how I saw him in person was Will Smith.
And yeah, other various movies he was included in. It was like, yeah. Sadly, 2019 Aladdin movie where he played Genie. He's also known to play for the Bad Boys movies with Martin Lawrence.
Yes.
Yeah, which I've heard of.
He played the title character in Hancock in 2008. That was a good one.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that movie.
And it's really surprised when I first heard this a long time ago. He actually played Deadshot for the Suicide Squad from 2016.
Yep, and that's how I got introduced to Deadshot.
Yeah, and then other various movies by Will Smith,
it was let's see, the Pursuit of Happiness, where he starred along his real life son Jaden Smith.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that movie, but I did see a trailer of that years ago.
And then one of his recent movies that came out last year, 2021, was King Richard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, with Will Smith, very good performance as Oscar, And then years later, he would be doing a movie with Tom Holland, which was surprising.
Yes, his second voice role.
Yeah.
Yep. Spies in Disguise.
Oh boy, yeah.
And of course, his career is kind of out of whack because of what happened.
Yeah, we're not mentioning that because this is all about good times, not bad times.
I know. I'm not mentioning it. I'm just saying of what happened. But anyways, Oscar. Oscar is an interesting character trying to get rich and all, and accidentally become famous because of him killing a shark, which he really didn't really, but in the end he told the truth, but he still got loved and stuff and whatnot, but whatever.
Okay, next up, this is good. Okay, explained by Christian and Fresh, Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
Okay, Robert De Niro. This is one of the movies I got introduced to him. I had no idea who he was, and then later on, I got introduced to a movie called Meet the Focker, starring him and Ben Stiller. And I didn't see the first movie yet before that one, so this is how I got really introduced to him. And what's a really nice detail about him, since all the characters are based on their voice actors, Don Lino specifically based on De Niro, because if you look closely on his right face, he has a black spot in there. That's supposed to mimic Robert De Niro's mole, which he has in real life.
Yeah,
yes.
I did notice that too. And with Robert De Niro, he had a lot of past experiences, with movies and all that, especially with one of his close friends, Al Pacino.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and the reason Don Lino is Godfather type, because Robert De Niro wasn't in The Godfather.
Yes, it's very nice, and that's one of the many criticisms that the movie kind of got controversy about.
Yeah,
and one of his most famous movies, which I haven't seen, is Taxi Driver, with his iconic line, "You talking to me? Are you talking to me?
You talking to me?
You talking to me?
No, you talking to me." Nah. But yeah, Robert De Niro, one of his more good friendly roles, I must say.
Yes.
Yeah. And I love how Jim Carrey did an impression of him, because he apparently did a commercial, or supposedly did a commercial. I don't know if he really did, where he said, "Now that's a spicy meatball." So I don't know what the whole story is, but Robert De Niro did really great for Don Lino, even though he was the main antagonist. But later on, he actually turned good. So yeah, it's all good now. So yeah, Robert De Niro is a really good actor.
Yeah, like legendary actors. And yeah, other than like voicing Don Leno, he also voiced the King from Arthur and the Invisibles from 2007. I haven't seen it. Have you guys seen it?
No.
I don't think I've heard of it.
Okay, I was just pointing to that, but yeah, really good character, and like Robert's performance, nice. All right, next up, voiced by Renee, voicing Angie. Go ahead.
Renee Zellweger, yes, yes, of course. Like many others, this is how I got introduced to her, and then I got to know her as Vanessa from B Movie. Let's see, she was also in. Oh yeah. If I recall, it was.
Monsters vs. Aliens as that girl with that one dude where they saw that crash site. Her own voice roles involve with DreamWorks. She hasn't voiced in anywhere else besides that. So I don't know why is that.
I mean, what I meant to say was like one Tom Cruise movie. I was trying to let's see, what was it called again?
Oh, okay.
Let's say like. Okay, so other movies she's been in, like this horror movie called Case 39. It was kind of, meh. And the Tom Cruise one was, Jerry Maguire, which was referenced in this movie, where Oscar said, "You had me at hello."
Oh, okay. So they knew what they were doing. Yeah, there are other catchphrases he did, like, "You can't handle the truth."
Are you not entertained? Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
But yeah, this was a great introduction to her, and she did. She's decent. She's a decent actress.
Yes, yes. So yeah, I just wish she did more voice roles besides DreamWorks movies, like maybe a Disney movie. But that's for her to decide.
Well, there's the thing. Even though you say you wish he had a lot of voice roles, that just depends either on like occupation wise, because not every freaking celebrity is going to be a voice actor.
I know, but still, she had 3 roles, and of course one of them is minor besides the main one. But yeah, Renee Zellweger still did really good, voicing my childhood and stuff, and I really did dig it.
And next step is Fresh with Jack Black.
Oh yeah!
And Lenny is not really based on Jack Black per se, but his color scheme technically is, because if you look back to the movie Kung Fu Panda, which appeared years later, they had the same color scheme, and they're voiced by the same voice actor, and also in DreamWorks, so that is really ironic.
And yes, so yes, even though I got to know much more about Jack Black in Kung Fu Panda, but this was really great. This was a really great introduction, and what I did learn about is Lenny not being, the way how he should be, being vegetarian wise, is kind of a little bit of him. An analogy of him like refusing to come out of the closet. That's what I kind of like learned about that. That's why you can tell by his voice, he kind of sounds a little bit in that area.
Yeah, and it's cool that because sharks are predatory. They always eat fishes and whatnot, and humans, well, sometimes mainly the biotours, but him be like a vegetarian is really interesting, because I'm interested to see something like that. But, so yeah,
and sooner or later, so then Jack Black became one of my personal favorite actors. About so much more of his magic, like Tenacious D and School of Rock. And
there's also one of his first voice roles, Ice Age, where he played that one saber-toothed tiger.
Yes, right.
Yeah. And one of my favorite movies that starred Jim Carrey and Matthew Broderick, Cable Guy, where he was a friend with Matthew Broderick's character.
And let's not forget that one movie that he was a fucking giant.
No, nobody talks about that no more.
Well, I haven't watched it in a while, but it's still one of my favorite movies. I've been wanting to watch it ever since I saw the trailer as a kid. So, and more recently, in 2017, there was a reboot of Jumanji, which I didn't know there was original Jumanji to begin with, that he's in the movie. But you just have to watch the movie to understand it. It's more complicated, but
it's not that complicated.
But first, what about that movie that you didn't want to talk about? That's how I actually got introduced him in live action.
Oh, right. I mean,
but more recently, makes it more awesome for Jack Black. He is now the voice of Bowser for the new Super Mario movie coming out next year.
Yep, and it surprisingly fits too.
Yeah, I thought they had to use a voice changer for him, but like just the deepness he did it for like even for like Comic-Con, what really proved it.
Yeah.
Straight.
I thought it's gonna sound terrible, but he actually nailed it.
Well.
Yeah, there was a lot of surprises, except for Chris Pratt's Mario, which people are still criticizing. But Keegan's like voice for Toad was really surprising as well.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about Charlie Day yet, because we only heard like screams and whatnot, not actually speaking, so we don't really know yet.
Yeah, and let's see. Of course, he's known for like the Goosebumps movie, where he got the honor of playing Slappy, the dummy.
I'm not a fan of the Goosebumps franchise, but I've seen trailers and whatnot.
But fresh.
I mean, and yeah, it was also like also in Goosebumps. Not only was he also like R.L. Stein and Slappy, but he was also the Invisible Boy too.
Yeah, I do remember the commercials. Yeah. Let's see here. Other than that, yeah, Jack Black, yeah, did really good as Lenny, and of course, like give any role to Jack Black, he nails it, like just like that.
And yeah, let him continue to make us happy with his magic and hamminess.
Yeah. Oh, almost forgot. He was in one episode of iCarly.
Yes, right.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because he's like some kind of nerd. I don't know what that is all about, because I haven't seen that episode in a long time, but as a kid, all I saw was like, whoa, I was not expecting that. Jerry Trainer and Jack Black. How ironic is that?
Two combinations. We got Poe and Dudley Puppy. Make a movie about that. Why no too?
Or have a movie where they both voice together. So anything can happen.
Yeah. All right. Moving on.
She said get in the shower and fix my noodles. Anyway, yes, Angelina Jolie played Lola. Lola just appeared out of nowhere, and because of how hot she is, Oscar obviously fell head over heels over her. But later on, because of his love for Angie, Lola got furious and started hating on him and stuff. Well, at first she didn't want to go with him because of nobody he was, but after he became famous, she started liking him. So she's a gold digger.
That's how you would explain it. But yeah, one of the surprising facts I learned about Angelina Jolie is like when we were doing the transcript and finding out that she actually has a tattoo of a tiger on her back.
Yes.
What? Get out of here!
We said this before.
Wow. Holy crap!
I was like, wow, so dedicated to like. I like how fans do this. Like like actors do this. Like. I learned about this about Tom Holland recently. He has a spider tattoo, even though isn't he like afraid of spiders?
Well, yeah.
Oh, well, maybe because since he's Spider-Man now, I guess he decided to get a tattoo.
Also, here.
All right.
Like what? What is it? A tattoo? Because I know where you got it.
Oh, it's hers. Oh, that looks sick.
Yeah.
Huh. So she had that way before she started voicing Tigress.
It was in the middle, but yeah. Let's see. Another cool fact about her. Yeah. She was formerly married to Brad Pitt. You may know as Metro Man. Yeah. Huh. How funny. Tigers and Matchman. Boom, from like DreamWorks. How funny.
Yeah. Yep.
Uh,
That is ironic.
let's see here. Other than that, like, yeah, she's also known for playing Maleficent. Was really, really good of her.
Mm-hmm. Even though I didn't really watch the first movie per se, because I wasn't really interested in it, because I didn't have the main interest. But when I saw Maleficent 2 with my dad in theaters, I actually enjoyed it. It was actually really good.
And to find out that the little girl was actually her daughter, because they couldn't find any other like child actor to like perform because of how like yeah.
Yeah, but I'm guessing because her daughter is used to her mom, and even in costume, that's why she wasn't afraid of her. And I'm guessing because the kids, because Maleficent is a very scary character. I'm pretty sure maybe kids probably afraid of her in Sleeping Beauty, especially when she transforms into a dragon.
Well, not really, but other than that, yeah, she's also on this movie called Salt with Liev Schreiber. Didn't see it, but heard of it.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, she was also known for playing the title character, Laura Croft.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she did really good. And then, like, last year, one of her new movies from last year's, yeah, this was rated one of the, like, worst MCU movies, but, like, kind of, but, yeah, Eternals.
She did. Wow.
She was in it, but you can't really blame the cast. You can just blame, like, what the MCU is doing right now with their writing and all that.
And I seen it a couple years ago, but I wasn't really interested in it. When I watched it, I thought it was boring. Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Oh, that movie.
Yeah. And she was also in other movies I'm not familiar with. There's going to be a Salt 2, apparently. I doesn't say what year, but apparently there's going to be a Salt 2. Okay, then.
Oh,
but
Eternals. So sadly, this wasn't on. It premiered on my birthday.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yikes.
Oh no! Don't sue me, Marvel. But yeah, really cool to find out like she did other than voicing Lola.
Yeah.
All right then. Our next candidate will be. Other than that.
Thanks.
Oh yeah. Do you know anything about his actor?
Well, I do know, like, he just directs movies. He often collaborates with Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci.
Oh my god. Okay, that's more awesome.
Yeah.
And then, let's see here. Other than that, yeah, Phil Lamar, which was surprised to see in this movie, yeah, he played the shop owner.
Yep. His only line was, "Yep, it's fake." No one knew it would be Phil Lamar unless they looked it up, because as kids, we wouldn't know who Phil Lamar is unless we watched shows like Foster's Home, Static Shock, Justice League, etc. So, yeah. And because of that one line, no one would recognize him just like that.
Credits, then it's obvious, but
Yeah.
at least he got redemption when he got the honor of playing Oscar in the Shark Tale video game.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Hey, and I gotta admit, he does a really good Will Smith impression.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yes, he
And-
substitutes, because he's one of the many actors to substitute for other celebrities.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the thickest scenes in Shark Tale is during the beginning of the film. It shows like a sushi, a restaurant, and there's no customers because a fish is selling fish to fish.
Yep, I'm pretty it gives you chum bucket vibes because it's just plankton serving, like fish, grounded fish to other fish.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. I also know a director that I know that did a voice in this movie. His name is David P. Smith. He voiced Crazy Joe.
I didn't know he was a director.
Yeah,
But so besides the voice actor, which I don't know, Sykes himself, he's the boss of Oscar, and he also works for Don Leno, and he wants money from Oscar because Oscar keeps like doing these kind of schemes and stuff, and he needs a specific amount of money or else Sex will get killed by Don Lino and whatnot. But later on, because of him supposedly killing a shark, he became friends with him, and then after telling the truth, he became manager with him and also partner with Sykes. So yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah,
It is.
and what I searched up about David P. Smith, because I knew he was in Mixos, but apparently, like, yeah, he's been associated with DreamWorks, like, a lot, like Shrek 2, Madagascar, where he played that spider. Remember the spider on the back?
What?
Oh,
Yeah, that was him.
wait, did it talk?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a talk.
I don't remember that spider talking.
Well, it said, well, howdy do.
Yeah.
Really?
On Alex's back.
Yeah,
I actually never noticed that. Wow.
He was also in Madagascar as 2, Monsters vs. Aliens, the movie, the Mr. Peabody and Sherman show, and then Trolls World Tour, that movie, and then lastly the Boss Baby Family Business movie.
Interesting.
And then other than that, it's like
For me, this is one of the many surprising ones that I got to know. The shorties, these little delinquent fish kids. One of them was played by Bobby J. Thompson, who I got to know from stuff like this Cartoon Network show that used to air called Bobby Says, and this movie called Role Models, where he played this foul-mouthed kid. He was funny as heck.
Oh, so wait a minute. All the fishes are called shorties?
No, if you listen closely, first of all, it's fish, and second, there were these 3 kids. They're called the shorties.
I know, but when you said shorty, and behind the voice actors, all of them are called shorty. Shorty 1, shorty 2, shorty 3.
Yeah, those kids, you dodo.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Not the whole fish. God, jeez.
I also want to say,
What?
fellas, let me say something. He was also in Clyde at Chance with Meatballs, where he voiced Cal.
I was just
We'll get into that too. Because like when you say all, it sounds like completely different. If you just say 3, then we'll understand. Because
okay, but anyways, I had no idea that Bobby voiced that one fish, and wow, I'm impressed. And our next topic, the jellyfish twins, Ernie and Bernie.
So it was. One of them was voiced by Bob Marley's son, which was impressive.
Yes.
With the characters, okay. Top one favorite from the movie. Who's your top favorite?
I like a little bit of Lenny.
Same.
Actually, yeah. Lenny, he's the best character, honestly. He carries the whole movie.
He is.
Yeah.
And second place for me is Angie.
For me, it has to be Oscar.
Yeah, and let's not forget another character we should talk about, Mrs. Sanchez, and it's really important for me because the voice actor who played her, Shelley Morrison, died a couple years later, and she played in a show I liked called Will and Grace, where she played as Rosario. And there's nothing else to say, but I guess like rating, I would say 9 out of 10.
7.
5 out of 10.
I figured yours would be a lot lower.
Story that is like distinctive from other simplistic, formulaic storytelling.
Okay, it's just a liar reveal story.
Oh, similar to A Bug's Life.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, anyway, yeah, that's about it.